The Camry name has been a staple in the midsize sedan market, dating back to the 1980s. But in 2007, Toyota wowed the competition with a hybrid model, which gets substantially more gas mileage, and it has lots of luxury feature, especially the XLE model. In 2018, is it still the same way? Let's take a look at the exterior, the interior, under the hood, and check out the three drive options, which are the Eco, Normal, and Sport, and have a look and see if this car has actually evolved or it's gone through a different direction to follow the rest of the pack. Stay tuned. Hey friends, welcome to True Automotive Reviews. This is Mari, and today I have a 2018 Toyota Camry XLE Hybrid for you. I want to show you around the exterior, give you a look of the interior, pop open the hood, and give you a chance to look at many of its options. Now, this particular one is the XLE Hybrid one, and it is fully loaded. Now, the Camry Hybrid comes in a few different trims. You get the option to choose LE, SE, XLE, and I'm pretty sure they'll have an XSE model here soon. And this particular one is really beautiful. It's the Wind Chill Pearl. It's got the gray and tan dual contrasting interior. The exterior contrasting color is beautiful. I love how the color combination here on the front, it's just awesome that the black glossy parts kind of contrast with the white chill pearl right here. And making way around, you'll see these 18-inch rims right here, wrapped around 235 45 R18 tires. They're land golden. I believe they are seasonal. The wheel design of this particular one is a silver finished color, and it is for the XLE model, the rotational tires. You get the hybrid badge in here. You get a side view mirror, but with turn signal instead. And then looking at the overall side profile of the car, you can tell that it's sleek. It's got these beautiful lines running across here on the side. And they make their way all the way here to the end and kind of just swoop around to the end of the taillights here. And I think this is the best and most attractive angle of the car right here. It also looks great on the front. I love how the wheel arches kind of hunch up and all the way around the wheel right there. It makes it look beautiful. For the XLE hybrid model though, you'll get LED turn signal, LED brake lights, and LED reverse light as well. You got your XLE hybrid badging right here, your parking sensors, some illuminating lighting right there, and you got the spell out Camry right here. This is all new for 2018. You got the rear emblem right here as well. It's also blue. And let's have a look at the side profile from this angle. The sun is shining on this color and it is just looking great. Now, starting from the front end exterior design of the car, you could tell that it stands out. It has these LED headlights with LED daytime running lights and your low beam projector headlight right here, and your LED turn signal, which is currently off because the car is just parked. No fog lights, by the way, but you have this huge grille with the XLE model that takes over the front end of the car. You get this black glossy kind of material that runs along in the front. You also get this blue accented hybrid emblem. If it's hybrid, you usually get blue, otherwise you get the regular one. And you have your front view and camera right here. Behind that is a sonar sensor, which determines your distance between the other car, and keeps you up with the speed of the car, depending on where you are as far as cruise controls. Now, you can hear it, it's running at the moment. It does a bunch of these little noise here and there, depending on if you have accessories or climate control. So just so you know, if you own one of these vehicles and you leave it running and you have anything on, it'll make these odd noises every now and then, and that's totally perfectly fine. Now, coming back out and around, you can tell the headlights are absolutely beautiful. Still no fog lights, but the grille, like I said, it just takes over the entire front end of the car. I like that the parking sensors here are well integrated. Parking sensors in the grille here are not as well integrated. You can tell here they stick out. Otherwise, it's beautiful. Coming back around here, and the overall design of the vehicle, I mean, it's got this flowing line right there where the hybrid logo is, and it just kind of follows along all the way to the rear. It's perfect, and I think it gives it more of a unique look, a sporty look. You can easily get in your Camry by keeping this key fob in your pocket. It has the blue accented emblem again, just like the front of the car. You've got your lock, unlock, hold for the trunk release, and panic button here. It has keyless smart entry system, so you just have to have the key in your pocket, put your hand behind the door handle, and you open it. And let's look over some of these options right here, starting with the door trim here. Most of the top part right here is actually hard touch plastic, following along with the silver lining here that goes all the way across to the door handle. It's a beautiful finish. And then right below it here is actually the leather parts. This is where the stitching and all the awesome quality stuff starts right here. And I'll gotta say that the stitching on it is very beautiful. It's this brown and lighter gray in there. And the leather kind of follows along over here and kind of ends towards here. But this isn't the part that you're gonna spend most of your time touching anyway. You got your automatic up and down all power mirrors, and you got your side view mirror adjustability right here, lock unlock. Let's start looking at some of the options right here on the door itself or on the dash. Now this particular one is for your automatic high beam. Now if you turn this on and you're at a place where you have to constantly turn your headlights, the automatic high beam on and off, you can just turn this on. It'll turn it on and off for you automatically. This particular one is your traction control. You can turn it on and off. Your 360-degree viewing camera right here, you can press that to view all of your angles. Now keep in mind that these options are available with the XLE model, the hybrid. If you get a different trim, you may get maybe blacked out buttons like this, or you may get one or the other. Anyway, your trunk release here with a push of a button, and your gasoline release. This vehicle doesn't take premium, it takes regular gas. Your steering wheel options right here are super easy as well. The steering wheel has a silver metallic finish to it. It's also leather wrapped and stitched, so it has this really awesome quality to it. Going along with the rest of the interior here, let's take a look at our infotainment options here and buttons. You got your full power and volume knob right here. You've got your tune knob over here as well. Push button ignition, of course. And as soon as you power on the car, you'll notice that you get this warning screen right here. And on your menu option, you've got a couple options, and that is actually what's going on so far in your vehicle. You've got the home button here with the latest MPG, your range. Your audio is currently off because it is off, and I don't have a phone registered. Now, if I had a phone plugged in, look here, everything that I have will actually show up. And here's how it works now. I got my phone here with me. Let's plug it in and see how that works. Now that I have this phone hooked up, I'm expecting to...
Down means never back down.
There we go. So as soon as I plugged it in, it quickly came up, and then I get the option to press CarPlay or Android Auto if you have an Android. On your main screen right here, you have your home button, which shows you all of these options. On your menu screen though, you get a little bit more. On your menu screen right here, you have your audio, you've got your phone, you've got your apps, your Apple CarPlay again if you want to go back to that directly, and your information button here in setup. The most important function right here is actually the info button, and here's why. It actually shows you your eco and your alert vehicle history, but this is the important part right here. You were driving a hybrid, so you probably care about these kind of numbers: your fuel economy, your regenerated power, your MPG, and just random trip information. Now under here you'll see that the range so far, the time elapsed after start, that kind of stuff. You can clear it, you can take a look at the energy monitor, or you can check the history. Let's take a look at the energy monitor. Now the energy monitor gives you a kind of a feedback based on your driving habit as you're driving, and it shows you where the power is being distributed between the front or the rear of the car, or between the battery, electric motor, and the engine of the car. You can go back by pressing this button right here. And let's go over to the audio section. Within the audio section, you'll have a lot of options. Now, the first one is the source, which gives you obviously your AM, FM, XSM, disc, iPhone, your Bluetooth, your aux as well. You can reorder these as well if you'd like. You get sound as well for you to kind of control your treble, bass, mid, that kind of stuff. I usually leave it on the automatic sound levelizer, because depending on what you're listening to, the car has JBL premium sound system, and it'll do its best to kind of level things out and make sure they're not too bad. Under your Apple CarPlay here, you'll see a bunch of apps that you might have. If you have any apps installed, they'll be over here. But when you press this button, it gives you a nice view where you can search things, your current map here via what I have right now is Waze, and then also what you're listening to. So Going along with the rest of here, you've got your physical buttons here for your climate control, which I really appreciate. Some of the other companies that have this trim and the higher end trim, they sort of add that into the infotainment. I don't mind that. I just prefer physical buttons here, as I'm sure many of you do. You've got your front here for the defrost. You've got your automatic dual climate control, and then you can press this for auto, but you can adjust the climate here, off, your fan speed here, your directional, and your AC button and stuff like that here. The rest of the interior, I mean, it is very upscale. I love the fact that this part right here is hard touch plastic, but as you move along, you see the silver, perfect, really nice finish. And then a lot of this leather stitching is all throughout the cabin in many of the areas that we'll be visiting. Making our way over here, you'll notice that the car has heated seats. You've got 3 different options. You can have it on 3, 2, or 1, depending on how hot you want it. The passenger also has the same option. Your e-brake or parking brake is now engaged. When the red is on, you can disengage it. This vehicle has it to where it's automatic, so you don't always have to turn it on and off or push this button. Your brake hold assist right here, if you're on a hill and you don't want to keep pressing on your brake, this will just kind of save you the time and hold the car still for you. Your EV mode is if you're under a certain speed and you want to press that button. I find it extremely useful because it allows you to have the best fuel economy in the car to run in the charge mode as much as possible, which means that it'll do its best to kind of give the power to the accessories and the climate change that you have on, but it'll also do its best to give you the best fuel economy and the most efficiency though. I love that. 3 different power modes here, or drive modes. You get eco, normal, and sport. As soon as you turn on the car, it defaults to normal, so you either have to jump in eco or sport depending on how you're feeling. The gear lever right here we've seen kind of similar with the other Toyota cars. You get PRND, you get sport right here if you put it all the way down to drive and knock it over to the left once. You can shift things yourself up and down. It is a CVT transmission with a 2.5 liter engine, so using it in sport mode wouldn't give you that much power, but it's kind of fun to drive if you like. And having a look at the seat controls, you'll notice that the driver's side has more options than the front, the passenger. So there you go, you got the option to go front, backwards. You can change the lumbar support there. And the leather itself is perforated, diamond quilted. I love that it's two-tone. This part is gray, and this is kind of like a lighter beige color. And it kind of contrasts around with the rest of the car. I love this random little brown that they added here across both sides. It just adds to the texture of it. Coming around to the back here, you'll notice that you still have the plastic hard touch here on top, the silver lining that goes across to the door handle, the leather stitching, and the leather material soft touch over here on this side, as well as here. Your power mirrors up and down, and you get a cup holder here as well, 1 and 2. So you get one here for you to fill a water bottle, and then you might be able to fill a small little can over here as well. You actually get 1, 2, 3, 4 on all 4 sides, and then 2 additional cup holders right there in the center console. So lots of cup holders and room for you to put those kind of things in there. And looking at the overall materials of the inside, like I said, just like the front, it's very upscale. The leather materials here and the stitching and the contrasting just follows along. Some map pockets. Same business goes along on that side. You also get your JBL speaker there, which is premium. And you also get your speaker over here. As you can see, it's got these little holes there for ventilation and breathing. Now, it does not have the cool seat options or the heated seats in the rear, only heated on the front. And you got some map pockets right here for you to put things into. So I think it's extremely spacious, especially when you look at the headroom there you have above you. You still get the sunroof, but no panoramic sunroof. You get these little LED lights there in the back, map lights. It's very comfortable and plush. Let's get in and see if there's the leg room is ample here. All right, so we got in. Leg room is very ample. I am sitting here all the way back, and I still have plenty of room here, and also knee room. So once you get the door closed, plenty of knee room here. You can sit comfortable behind the driver with their seat all the way back. Now, that's me driving in that position. And so if I can sit behind myself, I think anybody could sit here comfortably, especially if you're like 6 feet or above. Underneath the hood, you'll find a 4-cylinder, 2.5 liter that produces 208 horsepower and 163 foot-pound of torque. It is paired with a gasoline electric motor, which is the hybrid, and a CVT transmission with overdrive. Now the turning diameter of this car is 38. It gets 47 on the highway and 44 in the city, and a mixture of 40 to 42 depending on your driving habit or combined EPG. In the trunk here, you get 15 cubic feet of volume. You can probably fit a few things. Now, I don't have any suitcases to fit in here and show you for comparison, but you could tell that you could probably fit all of your groceries in there. All right, so we're gonna be going in eco mode. Let's start with eco mode. Let's see if we notice any changes in the driving feel. I want to feel like I'm saving fuel here. So let's see how restrained this throttle gets. Okay, I'm pushing it. I went over from the charge to eco here in the gauge cluster and all the way to power. I'm still trying to tap into some power because the car feels extremely laggy. It has this hybrid technology that is there to have some fuel saving measures for you. So if you're kind of just punching it all the time, you won't be able to. Now we're at a stop here. Let's jump over to normal. Let's put it in normal. This is the setting that it defaults to every time you turn on your hybrid Camry. And that's the setting that the car starts with. You can either go to eco or sport after that. So we're in normal mode right now, going around 30 to 35 miles an hour. It's the 40 an hour zone here. And it feels a little more peppy. It feels like it's getting itself moving a little bit. It feels like some weight was lifted off the vehicle for some reason. Now, it isn't the total power that I'm tapping into, but I can see how more fluid that the throttle got. A lot more fluid, a lot more responsive to my punch there, especially coming out of that stoplight area there. And I like that. It's very responsive. Now, not so much in eco. That's normal. Let's jump over to sport and see if we can get the best of all. All right, let's go in sport here. Immediately, I noticed that the instrument cluster right here in the gauge, just the needle jumped over to power. Went from eco, jumped from charge to eco to power. Almost feels like I'm tapping into power that I've never had before. Now I'm pushing on the accelerator just as much as I did before. Now I was in eco and normal. I was traveling on this road that is around 30 to 35 miles an hour. And now I'm taking it up to 35 at least. And it is, that sport mode really picks things up. And here's what I mean. All right, we got a Camry TRD here next to us. So let's see if we can beat the Camry TRD going in sport mode. Here we go. Can we beat him? Woo! Wow. I think there isn't much red there, but I think I redlined it. I did. I redlined it. And I left that Camry TRD, which has a V6, by the way, much more powerful engine, way behind. Look at him. Sorry, man. We're in sport mode. Anyway, the most important thing that I took away from that is that it gradually gains speed, and it is a hybrid at the end of the day. So it isn't like a regular gasoline where you can punch it around. It has a hybrid electric motor alongside with the gasoline motor that's pairing, and so they are constantly working together with the CVT transmission, which is just a bunch of variable random gears, and they're gonna pick the best gear to help you. Works together perfectly. It pairs perfectly to give you not only the best fuel economy, but a balanced fuel. And there you have it. I really hope you enjoyed it. I took you around the exterior, the interior, showed you under the hood, and some of its drive options. What do you think? Leave your responses in the comment section below, and leave me any feedback that you think will help me in the videos. Thank you.